gosh, cut. This time we made 40 bloopers. First of all, we made a color blooper. Second of all, we made a color blooper in a TVO text. Third of all, we made a color blooper on the onward and the Nickelodeon word. Fourth of all, we made a color blooper in a productions text. Fifth of all, we made a background color blooper. Sixth of all, we made a font blooper. Seventh of all, we made a font blooper in a TVO text. Eighth of all, we made a font blooper on the onward and the Nickelodeon word. Ninth of all, we made a font blooper in a productions text. 10th of all, we made a language blooper. 11th of all, we had a different letter. 12th of all, we had a different letter in a TVO text. 13th of all, we had a fan-made letter. 14th of all, we had a fan-made letter in a TVO text. 15th of all, we had a different uppercase letter. 16th of all, we had a different symbol in a TVO text. 17th of all, we had a different letter that's been added. 18th of all, we had a fan-made letter that's been added. 19th of all, we had a different number that's been added. 20th of all, we had a big number that's been added. 21st of all, we had a bigger number that's been added. 22nd of all, we had a Greek letter that's been added. 23rd of all, we had a Russian letter that's been added. 24th of all, we had an Arabic letter that's been added. 25th of all, we had a Coptic letter that's been added. 26th of all, we had a Hebrew letter that's been added. 27th of all, we had a Vietnamese letter that's been added. 28th of all, we had an Armenian letter that's been added. 29th of all, we had a Georgian letter that's been added. 30th of all, we had a Japanese letter that's been added. 31st of all, we had a Mr. letter that's been added. 32nd of all, we had a character design that's been added. 33rd of all, we had a different letter that's still floating. 34th of all, we had a fan-made letter that's still floating. 35th of all, we had a different number that's still floating. 36th of all, we had a big number that's still floating. 37th of all, we had a bigger number that's still floating. 38th of all, we had a character design that's still floating. 39th of all, we had a fan-made Japanese letter that's been added.
Why do you keep saying
cut?
Because this time you have a TVO
text. The orange K is overinflated. I think the K is about to pop with honey. Oh well, we'll just figure out how to get the honey off us, then we'll go to the next
serious right now.
Wait. D, calm down. Remember I said on movie 2. I mean, movie 1. I'll leave a tube. And I just talk. Let's wait for KAI. Come back and then we'll go to the next take.